Trainer is Jeff Crayfeld. The band director is Tim Heichelman. The cheer advisor is Jen Adamson. The superintendent of Skyview is Jeff Snell. The district athletic director is Dave Bennett. The principal of Skyview is Andy Meyer. And the athletic director is Julia Williams. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please stand and remove your hats to honor America by the playing of the national anthem, performed by Mila King, senior at Skyview.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, bruised by stripes and bright stars, the real perilous
Give it up for Mila King.
Hello and welcome to this VPS Game Time presentation of Greater St. Helens League football tonight. A non-conference matchup and the season opener for Skyview High School as they take on the Jesuit Crusaders of Portland. We are so excited to bring you this game. Two teams with legitimate shots at deep playoff runs in their respective states. Jesuit coming in off another great season. Skyview also coming in off a playoff season. And here they come running out of that. It's not really a tunnel, I suppose, but running through the banner there, the Skyview Storm. Ready to play some football here tonight. We are excited to bring you our first broadcast of the year. Earlier tonight, we did Hudson's Bay versus Heritage and a Hudson's Bay 31-7 victory. And now this is game 2. We know, too, this game is being broadcast on local radio. Local TV stations are also in town to give you highlights here at 11. So everybody's excited about this game tonight. And, of course, we're glad you're here watching with us. My name is Nick Vole. I am joined by Paul Valencia of Clark County today. Clark? What's called you Clark? Paul, what do you expect out of these teams tonight?
Oh, I'm really looking forward to it. Like a week 11 or week 12 atmosphere in week 1. Because these are two teams that are used to going to the playoffs. Skyview might have one of the best returning teams it's had in years, so it's the Stormer. They believe they're a late November. They're a Thanksgiving type of team, which means that's Final Four in Washington. And then Jesuit is always a top 10 team in Oregon, always. Last year made it to the quarterfinals, lost to Central Catholic in the quarterfinals. Then Central Catholic goes and loses to West Lynn in the semifinals, and West Lynn wins it all. And that's John Eagle, former Camas coach, so we've got to give a little shout out to him. But it's always Jesuit, Central, West Lynn. I mean, there's 3 or 4 teams in Oregon that they're always there, and Jesuit's one of them. So it's a really good measuring stick for Skyview to start off week 1 with a power, a real power.
Yeah, and we've seen this out of Skyview the last few years. They schedule these games that are not easy. They come into league play sometimes with not the best record, but a lot of battle scars and a lot of toughness built up in the games they play. They certainly win some of these games as well, and they're doing that again this year. And that's one of the cool things, I guess, about the smaller 4A conference is that they do have space in their schedule to play teams like Jesuit, to play teams like Bothell they're going to face later this year.
It's so weird. You don't play a league game till week 7. 7, 8, and 9 are the league games in the 4A GSHL. It is weird to see 6 consecutive non-league games, but that's usually how it works with the schedule. I actually haven't looked week by week. I'm assuming it's the last 3 weeks because it always
typically is. Sure, yeah.
But, and I've heard, by the way, and it's always weird in Washington the way they do their the allocations, and they figure out which bursts and stuff. And I've actually had coaches tell me there's 2 bursts, and I've heard there's 3 bursts, but I think there might only be 2 bursts for the 4A GSHL. So you got to finish in the first or second.
And that's bananas when
to
you're
make
talking
it to the playoffs.
Skyview Camas Union,
and
one of those.
Yeah. Last year Union was down. Let's be honest. Union was down, so it was it was Skyview and Camas, no problem making the playoffs. But still, traditionally though, it's a battle between those 3 for positioning.
And we are about to see our kickoff here. See on your screen, Jesuit in white and gold kicking off to Skyview in blue with the white helmets.
Back to kick off for Jesuit.
We're about to get underway here.
Back to receive.
And there it is. Booming kick out of the back of the end zone, and Skyview's going to start that ball on the 20-yard line. Starting at quarterback for Skyview tonight, Jake Kennedy, returning quarterback. A lot of talent. What do you know about Kennedy?
Miles ahead of last year at the beginning of the season in the passing game, and just an incredible running quarterback. He might be the fastest guy on Skyview's team, but also now he's got the passing game to go with it. Now, not to say he couldn't pass last year. He did. But it took, like Coach Steve Kaiser told me, it took a few weeks to get going last year. He's on top of it because he's the returning, starting quarterback. So he's been working with his receivers all off season.
First play of the game, handoff up the middle to Trey Jacob. He picks up about 2.
They love Trey Jacob, as you know.
Another speedster out of that Skyview backfield. A long tradition of fast running backs out of that Skyview backfield, and we'll see a couple of them tonight. So 2nd and 6 here, they're calling it. Kennedy out of the shotgun. Takes a snap, swings it out. Pass complete, but going nowhere is Riley Artis.
And look at that passion. That's that week one. Well, I mean, let's face it. If you make a big tackle for loss as a defensive back, you're going to be passionate whatever week it is. But something special about doing it the very first series. So Jesuit won that battle on that play.
So a long 3rd down here for Skyview. See if they go to the air again. You've got 2 on the left side, the bottom part of your screen there. 1 wide receiver up on top. Kennedy takes the snaps, hands it off. No, keeps it. There he goes up the middle. Big play for Kennedy. 1 man to beat. Jukes him. He's got a chance to go all the way. Huge block. There goes Kennedy. Taken down at the 7-yard line. Jake Kennedy.
Hey, 25 more yards due to the block from Cameron Crooks. Not only was it a great block, it was a safe block and not a penalty. You know, not a blindside block. He waited and waited and waited and was just kind of got in the way of the guy. But that guy might have caught Kennedy about 20, 25 yards before. So I want to give a shout out to Crooks. I always love seeing the great blocks.
And that certainly was one there. Yeah, you're right. He absolutely just turned around, let the man come to him, and took him out. So here's 1st and goal from the 8 for Kennedy. Swings it out. Good little cut, but not a lot of room there for Jacob.
And also, I feel pretty smart because you asked me about Kennedy, and I said he's one of the fastest guys on the team, and bam, look at that.
Yeah, last game I predicted the play. This time it's you.
Yep. So I hope no one's hearing. I get a rattle in my ear.
That's
so
no one else hears
no one
that.
else is hearing that.
That's just
electronics
being weird.
And if it's just in my ear, well, I'm old anyway, so I've got. That's why I have 2 ears. I can lose 1 ear.
Sometimes cell phones do weird things with our announcers too, so we'll move our cell phones away, and that'll probably help both of us. Anyway, here's the handoff. Nope, Kennedy fakes it again, keeps it, goes all the way, and that's a touchdown. Skyview. Just 2.5 minutes into this game, and they are on the board.
And again, it was 1 play after Jesuit made the great tackle for loss. Jesuit had that momentum. They thought maybe we can get a 3 and out, and then boom, Kennedy happens. Just like Steve Kaiser told me on Wednesday. He's that explosive that you just don't know if he's going to do it with his arm or his leg.
Yeah, that little option, he decides he's either going to keep it or he's going to hand it off, and right now he's made 2 really smart decisions, and that's 6 points for Skyview.
Number 21, Ethan McHugh.
So in to attempt the extra point is Ethan McClinton. Ball is up. And it's good. 7-0 Skyview. We are off to a fast start here at Kiggins Bowl. But, of course, Jesuit has the opportunity to answer. So it'll be fun to see what they bring on offense. What do we know about Jesuit on offense, Paul?
I'll be honest, I don't know much about him. I never saw him last year. I did go see a few Oregon games, but I never saw them play. I just know that the program itself, they always have big, strong linemen. So I think they're just physical. They're physical. And, again, a great barometer for Skyview. I mean, for all I know, Jesuit might be down this year, but Jesuit being down is still a top 10 team in Oregon. You know, that's their down. They don't finish 5-5.
Sure.
They don't do that. And so, they got guys going to college.
So we knew Skyview could score. So now we're going to see if that defense is as good as the offense.
Absolutely.
And that'll be kind of fun to watch here as they line up for the kick. This is, I think it's a different kicker. They've got a different kicker for their kickoffs.
I've got an update over at Camas. Yelm and Camas are scoreless in the second quarter. Defenses are showing up in that one, and that's Yelm's defending state champions, and Camas is always Camas. So another great matchup there.
Great kickoff there, right into the corner for a touchback. No opportunity for a return there. I believe the kicker there was Torrin Baker, a freshman. If I read that number correct, he's number 89. Yep, Torrin Baker. The left-footed kicker. All right, so here comes Jesuit starting on the 20-yard line.
So I'll tell you, years ago, Camas played Jesuit in the opener, and Camas running clock Jesuit, that was one of the campus's greatest teams ever. And it was like, oh my gosh, that opened everyone's eyes across the Northwest.
So Jesuit going deep on its first play. They've got a man, but overthrown. Jacob Hutchinson thought he had an opportunity. Well, he did have an opportunity. Elias Johnson was open, but that ball sails over, and it's going to be second down. So no fear out of Jesuit going big on the first play. And you talk about these two teams. They did play last year, and in a very close game, I believe Jesuit won by 2 points last year. So I'm sure Skyview, especially those returning players, would love to return the favor here tonight.
Absolutely, and what a start. Sorry, I kind of lost track of my mind because I'm also trying to tweet out that I'm here for my people on Twitter, and then I want people to know that we're on the broadcast tonight, so we can, if they haven't tuned in yet, hopefully they will.
Well, you're a journalist, so I know you're a multitasker. That's just how life works when you're a journalist. So I used to be a journalist and can't do it. All right, so it's going to be 3rd and about 5 here for Jesuit. That's the problem sometimes with those shots downfield on first down. When they don't pan out, you put yourself in a tough spot. Then again, Skyview was facing a pretty similar situation on their possession, so you never know what's going to happen. And of course, Jesuit in the classic gold and white unis, those shiny gold dome helmets. So Hutchinson in the shotgun, takes a snap. Looks out, nearly intercepted, and it is! All the way to the end zone. The deflection goes to Jared Secor, and he scores.
I believe it was Colby Warner who stepped in front of the intended receiver and tipped the ball.
Wow.
And then it was Secor.
What a swing.
With the great tip drill, they call it in practice, and it always works in practice. It rarely works in the game.
Yeah, it looked like, he stepped in, looked like Riley Artis, Jace Burton there, had a shot at that ball, didn't reel it in.
Yeah, I guess I missed, maybe I missed who it was. I thought there was a Skyview defender who also,
I thought that same thing.
So
I think he was right there. That angle maybe didn't show it quite as well, but what an amazing start here for Skyview. Up 13-0, trying to make it 14-0. And they do. Wow, 14-0. If you had told me that 3.5 minutes into this ball game it would be 14-0 Skyview, I wouldn't have believed you, but here we are. How does Jesuit respond to this? That's amazing. So here it is again. Yep, no, you're right. There was the deflection, then it was off his hands, and then the interception.
Good, I feel good.
Nope, you saw it right.
Colby Warner.
The low angle, you couldn't see the first defender.
We talked about this in the first game. It's the greatest team game ever invented is football, and there's another great example why. Colby Warner gets a pass defense, but he doesn't get the pick six, but it was his play that caused the pick six.
Yeah.
So his teammate gets it, and boom, 14-0.
All right, so another kickoff here for Skyview.
Number 89, Torin Baker to kick off for Skyview. Number 5, Grant Valley back deep for the Crusaders.
So it looks like Grant Valley back to return here. Another big kick. Look at that, into the end zone. Valley elects to take the touchback. Jesuit's going to try again here.
Baker's kickoff into the end
As a
zone.
coach, what do you say to your team when everything goes so wrong right off the bat? I guess you say it's a long game and things are going to be fine. And of course, these Jesuit Crusaders have been here before. Ken Potter's teams, this is an experienced bunch. Even the younger players have been around success here with this Jesuit team. So they've got one receiver up top, 2 in the backfield. That play goes nowhere. Skyview's front line stuffs that one.
So as Skyview was scoring a pick six, I just got a report that Yelm took an 8-0 lead over Camas. And they're about 45 minutes ahead of us, so they're deep in the second quarter now.
Wow. We had the opportunity to cover Yelm winning its championship last year. As you might recall, we At VPS Game Time, I've had the honor of broadcasting 4 out of the 6 state championship games last year in Washington. I believe this year we're going to get to do all 6 at Husky Stadium, which is a very exciting development for the teams that are going to get to play there instead of at high school stadiums.
Absolutely. And by the way, Skyview thinks they're going to Husky Stadium. I mean, they think they have the talent to make it there.
Of course, a long season to go. Here's the swing out. Good bit of running from Burton, but he gets popped out of bounds. One of those, he jumps over the block, which is a great play, but then he's sort of left exposed for the hit. I believe that was Micah Robeson on the play. You see, makes the leap right here, but then left. Oh, excuse me, that was Riley Artis with the hit.
Sorry, you're looking at the replay, which I should have been, but I was looking at the at the player still talking to the official. Why didn't you call holding? And I was trying to see how that goes, and
So 3rd and 5. Skyview looking to blitz. Here they come. Great bit of blocking the backfield. Gives him time, but not enough, and down he goes.
Flag down came late. I don't know if that's going to be holding. But for right now, it's a sack for, is that 24? Levi Webb? No, yeah. Was that 24?
I didn't see the number, I'm afraid. Yeah,
yep,
you were
24.
Right.
Levi Webb.
Of course, I've been watching Levi for a while. His dad, former superintendent of Vancouver Public Schools, Steve Webb.
That's
it's
right.
a pleasure to work for, and watching his son develop into a first-class player has been really fun.
Yep. There's a sack, and of course they're going to decline the penalty, and sets up 4th down. And oh my goodness, I knew Skyview was going to be good this year, and
Hey,
and
we're only 5 minutes in.
We're only 5 minutes into the game. I'm like, this is scary good right now.
Well, you're never as good as you look when things are going well, and you're never as bad as you look when things are going poorly. So I think that might be Skyview ball. Of course it is. What an idiot.
No, but what happened there, the ball did hit
the Skyview player. I said it backwards. I meant Jesuit ball.
It was Secor. I think Secor felt it hit him on the shoe or something, and he jumped on the ball immediately. Another smart play, because you don't rely on the officials to maybe see it or don't see it. If you know the ball hit your foot, jump on the ball.
Yeah.
Don't pretend it didn't, because the officials might think it did. So
this is my 2nd game of the day, and I'm already punchy. This is bad news for you folks at home listening or watching. Now, there's a great shot of the Skyview cheerleaders. One of the really fun parts of high school sports, of course, seeing the cheerleaders and the whole school atmosphere. That's why I love being out at the stadium on Friday nights. So here's Kennedy. 2nd opportunity at offense here. Looking to pass. He's got a seam, overthrows it.
That's going to, Kennedy's going to want that back. He would rather have gotten a little closer to his receiver. But the defensive back was there too, so sometimes it's just okay. It's okay to throw an incomplete pass. It's better than try to force something in there and get a turnover. Skyview, you have all the momentum in the world right now, so there's no reason to force it.
Yeah. And Secor was, like you say, wasn't open. I think if Kennedy had to do it again, maybe look at another target.
Yeah.
But either way, it's 2nd and 10 from the 48, the Jesuit 48. Rolls right. Wow, nearly caught. Thought he had that for just a moment there. That was Cameron Crooks nearly pulling in an impossible catch. But I guess that's why it was impossible.
Right. I'd like to see if number 5 from Jesuit actually got his hand on it too, because that was really good defense by Grant Valley, I think the name is. It's hard to read.
Yeah, he was the kick returner as well, Grant Valley. He was there. I mean, that wasn't an open pass either. I mean, Jesuit's defensive secondary is doing a great job.
We just watched a Class 2A team and a Class 3A team earlier tonight, and a Class 3A team that is, struggling, heritage, they're just kind of rebuilding it as it is. And already in this quarter, here we go to see. Nope. Good defense, but it was also a really tough catch, and the catch wasn't made, but it was a good play by Jesuit defense. But anyway, already in just this 5 or 6 minutes that we've watched, it's like, wow, the athletes on this field right now, just wow.
They're first rate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, so folks, school has just started, obviously. If you need information about your child's education, there's lots of it on the school district's website. We've got information about the new start times and end times at high schools, elementaries, and middle schools. There's information on vaccinations if you haven't taken care of that yet, bus routes, school supply information, and a whole lot more at vansd.org. And I'll tell you, folks, stay tuned for our halftime report as well, because we've got some fun video from the first day of school. I think the parents love the start of school more than the kids, but it is a fun time of year to be here and see all the kids coming back to school.
The new end times for school are big thumbs down to the high school coaches. I can tell you that. They're not happy with getting out in the field a little bit later than they used to.
Well, I think that gets back to the idea of, sports should be secondary to the rest of it. So there's the screen pass up the middle. That's going to be a first down. Nearly breaks it for more, but Jacob does pick up that first down for Skyview, and they are moving down into Jesuit territory.
Great play call on third and long, and then also, and I'm not going to say the guy's number. It might be in the replay. I don't want to say the name of the guy from Jesuit. There was a linebacker for Jesuit who was running backward. He did not even know where the ball was, and it's not going to look good on his. It's not going to look good on his on his film, but. Yeah, it happens to all of us. We all make
mistakes.
And
sure.
then, I've seen Tom Brady make really dumb plays before. So
I think divorcing Giselle Bundchen was probably the first one. But.
I have a lot of respect for anyone who puts themselves on that football field. You're gonna get embarrassed sometimes, and that's not gonna look good for film on him.
Kennedy looks deep. Again, another bit of good work in the defensive secondary there for Jesuit. He was not open. I mean, not really. It would have taken a great throw to get it in there, and it wasn't a great throw. It was a good throw, but not a great throw.
It was also what we call a good miss. Only his guy was going to catch it.
Yep.
There was no way Jesuit was going to intercept it. Maybe they knock it away or whatever. I don't know if they knocked it away there, but enough good defense to make it a tough play.
Yeah, Crook's not able to come down with that one. He comes off the field. Looks like he's adjusting his shoulder pad, so Skyview without Crooks on this play. And, we haven't even brought up the fact Skyview tonight without possibly its best offensive player.
Gavin Packer.
Gavin Packer, wide receiver, not able to play tonight.
He retweaked an injury Wednesday in practice, he told me. He's hoping to play week 2. But, again, this is – hold on.
There's another first down for Skyview. It looks like that was Gavin Poffenroth on the catch.
Yeah.
The big tight end.
I swear, I don't know how many times I watched Skyview last year, but Poffenroth, he might have touched the ball 3 times a game, but all 3 plays were, oh my gosh, big moments. I mean, there's another one right there. Big first down, keeps the drive alive.
Yeah, it's a luxury for Kennedy to have a player like him just as a secondary or tertiary option.
But Pack, remember I said, we were talking at the beginning of the game. Remember, the Storm believe they can make it to Week 13, Week 14, semifinals, finals. So missing Week 1, Week 2 is not the end of the world.
Yeah, when you've got the long game in mind. Great little bit of running. Jacob jukes his way to the end zone. Wow. He should have been tackled 3 times, but wriggled his way away from it. That was great running out of Jacob. Can't imagine being able to move that way laterally. Wow, what a gift. 20-0 Skyview here in the first quarter. Now lining up for the extra point. I'm stunned. I can't tell you. Look at Jacob. Watch this here. Look at that.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
You know who knew it was going to be a touchdown before it was a touchdown? Kennedy, quarterback. Yeah. You could see him going, yep, he knew it.
Those guys have been playing together for a long time. You just sort of know. The extra point is good, and we have a 21-0 Skyview lead here in the first quarter. Still 5 minutes to go. Just a surprise, I got to tell you. Well, hey, we have some more fun news to tell you, including some great news about one of our own, Spencer Fredrickson, who got a start here in this very stadium producing Fort Sports broadcast in high school, just won his very first Emmy Award. Spencer worked on the recent Men's World Cup in Qatar, and the coverage he helped produce won a National Sports Emmy. It's the biggest honor in the broadcasting industry, and we're really proud of Spencer as he represents Fort Vancouver and continues his stellar career in broadcasting. Look at that control room. It's a little fancier than ours.
Yes.
But Spencer got his start here working on an an old, I guess, moving truck full of equipment they used to do these broadcasts with, put in his time, and now look at him winning Emmys and breaking hearts, presumably. No, he got to do, I spoke to him last year, he got to do the Olympics. He was in China for the Olympics. He got to do the World Cup. He does races in Europe. He does NFL games. And all from, getting a start like these students here tonight in our broadcast are getting their start.
That's
producing high school sports.
Well, I've been doing this a few years with you guys, right?
Yeah.
And I enjoy doing it. I'm not an expert at broadcast journalism or anything like that, but when I go home and I look at the broadcasts, whether I'm looking at the ones I was on or the others that you guys produce, visually, it's as good as anything you're going to see in college football. You know what I'm talking about? On the side, it's just you guys do a great job, and the students do a great job.
Yeah, it's the students. I mean, they come and they work hard. They learn how to do this stuff. They put in the time. It's their teachers who give them the foundational skills to come in and be able to do this, and who help connect them to us to do this. And I'm really excited because this year, when it comes to volleyball and gym-based sports and basketball coming up, we've been able, with a grant we receive every year, to get equipment. So now they're going to be able to do their own sports in their own school without the help of the district at a higher level. So it's pretty cool that that these opportunities exist. And there's the replay, and we're back to action here. The pitch goes out to the outside. Not much doing there for Jesuit.
3 yards, but also just great defense, rally to the ball type of defense for everybody. Hey, update from Camus responded, so 1:44 left in the first half. It's 8-7 Yelm, but close game. Last year, if I recall, Camus and Yelm played a really close game for 3 quarters, and then Yelm pulled away. And Yelm was special last year, but now they got a lot of people back, and so everyone thinks they're, calling them the #1 ranked team in their class.
Well, that's what it takes to win titles, right? That ability to pull away in the later stages of the game.
Yep.
Good bit of running there from Lonnie Burt. Took the initial hit, spun his way to about 3 more yards to make this third down pretty manageable here for Jesuit.
Okay. 3rd and 4. I like to do the old what if. So what if they don't get any more yards here, down 21-0 at midfield? You go for it? I mean, you wouldn't think you'd have to in the first quarter, but my gosh, they've got nothing going on right now.
Let's see what happens. Hutchinson under center here. Pitches it out to the left. There's a Jesuit first down. That's just, you get one and then you get the next. That's kind of how it works. And Jesuit plays it safe and picks up the first down.
And now we'll never know.
Number 29, Michael Robinson, with the tackle for the Skyview Storm.
So 3:44 left here in the first quarter. 21-0 Jesuit. If you're just tuning in, you've missed some fireworks already from this Storm team. Tight formation here for Jesuit. We fake the pitch. Hand off to the fullback. Good bit of running there. Another. It's close to the first down. Might have it. Little trickeration there. Fake the pitch. Hand off to the up man and move that ball upfield. I mean, we don't expect Jesuit to quit here.
No.
So another first down.
I know there's not a coach on the Skyview sideline that wants Jesuit to score. I'm not saying they want him to score, but there's a little part of it that, they wouldn't mind in week 1 if they were challenged, if the Storm were challenged. Sometimes if this turns out to be a blowout, that might be not a great thing if you're trying to keep everyone on on solid ground. Don't get too high. Don't get too high. Don't get low. But if you crush a Jesuit program, it's hard to keep everyone down.
Well, it's tough to predict the future, but I just can't imagine this is going to stretch out. This lead will stretch out much more than this.
Right. It's Jesuit. That's why we're shocked. We're shocked that it's 21-0 9 minutes into the season.
I mean, we typically don't even start our broadcast season this early, but we were so eager to broadcast this game, and so far I am not disappointed. Another little fake. He puts it up deep, and that ball falls incomplete. Just a little too much air, and the timing wasn't quite right on that one. Good bit of coverage out of Artis again.
Yeah, it was Riley Artis who timed that jump perfectly. I don't believe there was interference. I'm looking from a very far distance. I thought he jumped and went for the ball, and whatever contact there was, it wasn't interference type of contact.
Yeah, Valley not able to come down with that one. Let's see the replay.
Here's the replay.
I mean, Hutchinson's got a cannon, but that ball just kind of hung a little bit too long and was a little bit behind the receiver. So 3rd and 5. Little in route. That's going to be enough for a first down. He breaks a tackle, picks up 7 more. That ball's on the turf.
Skyview
Who's got it?
Storm believe they have it.
I think every defense in the history of defense thinks they got it. So we'll see what the officials say. Looks like Skyview did come up with it. Wow. That's a crusher for Jesuit after getting that momentum.
Well, it wasn't a fancy play. It was just a bread and butter type of pass play. Good arm, good route, wide open, boom, get the first down and move on, and then a great hit. Hoping to see the replay so we can get the number. Looks like number 4 has the ball.
Yeah, that's going to be Andrew Ororio.
But let's see who knocked it out.
Yeah, I mean, like, this is just solid football until the strip.
13
right there, yeah.
Oh my gosh, we've seen. I think I'd like to. I wish I could see that replay again. I think it was Secor. Is it Secor? Is that how you pronounce it? Yeah, I don't know.
I believe so.
But I think he punched the ball out. What do they got? Peanut Tillman from the Bears a long time ago. Was that what it is?
Yeah, and Micah Robeson was in there too with his helmet. So they were both right on top of that play. So here's Skyview looking to continue its offensive flow. Not a lot for Jacob there. Picks up about a yard.
That's a great 2-yard gain right there.
So 2nd and 8 here. They've got 3 receivers down on the bottom part of your screen there. Kennedy and Jacob in the backfield. Looks like Kennedy wants to change it up here. Drops back to pass. Runs a little slant inside. And there's Secor again. Picks up about 3 yards. One of those looks like it's more yards. There's more running than there is positive yards. There's more horizontal running than vertical there. So not a huge pickup. 3rd and 5.
I'm going to go back to your broadcast and the crew. I mean, I'm old enough to remember when you got a replay every once in a while. Now it seems like you guys are doing it every play. I mean, you guys really, really, really good at what you do.
Oh, thank you, Paul. That's nice of you. Is that complete? Did he catch that?
Yes,
it looked like he was juggling it a little bit. Maybe. Yeah, it looks like he did. He brought it down.
Hoffenroth. Again, it's a first down. I'm a Raider fan. Everyone knows I'm a Raider fan. Hunter Renfro is called.
Look at this Hawaiian lay night, apparently.
Okay. So it's, 3rd and Renfro is his nickname because he's 3rd down, just pass it to him, and it's going to be a first down. 3rd and Renfro.
Let it happen.
That's what.
That's funny. Yeah, I guess it was just from here it looked like he was juggling it, but he had it the whole way. All right, so 1st and 10 here for the Storm, under a minute to go. Next time you come in, instead of announcing, I'll have you run the replay machine.
No, I don't want anything to do with technical stuff.
So Kennedy and Jacob, kind of a low snap there, manages to hand it off and get some positive yardage out of that, what could have been a broken play.
The only thing I know how to turn on is the NFL Sunday Ticket. That's that's it.
2 buttons. So just under 20 seconds here to go. Our clock on your screen is a little bit behind the game clock. It's having a hard time keeping up, but we are at about 10 seconds. We'll see if they get this play off. Looks like they're going to let this one run out and take it the other direction here in the 2nd quarter. So at the end of 1, Skyview with a commanding 21-0 lead over the Jesuit Crusaders. What a start to this game here. And this we saw some shots earlier of the fan section at Skyview. It is packed. I can't see the back of it here. So and Kiggins is a big place, so to have it at this crowded is pretty amazing. Jesuit traveled pretty well too on the far right of us. You can see that they're kind of doing a whiteout thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, looking forward to a fun second half. While we're kind of hanging out, I can tell you we have some good stuff coming up at halftime. We're going to do some first day highlights. We're going to do a new futsal court at Houck Elementary. It's very exciting. A community effort to put in a futsal, the very first one in Vancouver Public Schools. A lot of different organizations coming together, and got to go down there on Monday and see the kids playing on it. So we'll bring you some of that. And also some cool stuff with teachers doing externships this summer. We have one gentleman worked with the folks down at Clark County Fire District 6 learning how to be an EMT, and pretty cool little story. Teachers spending time when they could be on the beach, learning how to be better at their jobs so they can help kids realize their dreams. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Some good stuff. We'll also hear from Superintendent Jeff Snell and kind of his vision for this school year. So make sure you stay tuned for that, folks.
So I've been in this community for 23 years. High school sports was what I was mostly known for. I do a lot of different things now at Clark County today, but this will always be my passion, high school sports. But Jeff Snell, I mean, my gosh, he's a superintendent now, but I still remember him as a coach and a teacher, and he's done it all. So he really has done it all in his career. So I'm happy for him and his job here.
He's easy to work for, I'll tell you. So some good pressure there from Jesuit.
Kennedy brought down by number 53.
It's going to be third down here for Skyview, third and about 10.
I guess I could be mistaken on my memory of him. I just know I've known him for almost all those 23 years.
Yeah, he was a coach at he coached basketball and baseball.
Right.
Yeah, when I met him, he was principal at Fort Vancouver High School, and then went away, became superintendent at Camas for a few years, and then came on back. So 3rd and 10 for Skyview, the first real challenge they faced today. Kennedy rolls out to his left, throws it out, and that ball sails over the head of Riley Artis, and Skyview's looking at a 4th down here. So a good hold there by Jesuit, kind of slow down some of that Skyview momentum.
Yeah, it's weird. When teams score this quickly, the game's not over, because that, in theory, that means the other team can score that quickly, because it's not like it's a great team versus a bad team. These are two very good programs. So 21-0 is not. It's not over. We know this. It's not over. And Skyview knows this from just recent history when they play Camas. It's not over when they have big leads. But had they gone and scored again to make it 28-0, that's just mentally, it's like, oh my goodness. So a great stop by the Jesuit defense.
And speaking of great plays, Skyview's punter right there. That snap nearly got over his head. The ball hit the turf, and yet Brady Davis was able to boom a punt all the way down to the 12-yard line. That was a legit play.
Yes,
that takes
incredible.
An athlete to make that play.
We've seen that a couple times tonight, because we saw that in the first game.
Yep. The what was it, the Hudson's Bay punter?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So down on the 12 for Jesuit to start. Not great field position. They put together some nice offensive momentum last possession, but it resulted in a turnover. We'll see what they're able to do here, if they're able to keep that up. 3 receivers on the top. Here's a snap. Quarterback keeper to the left. Finds just a little bit of daylight. Picks up some positive yardage there. There wasn't a lot there, but
that was a designed run for 5 yards.
Yeah, Trey Cleland makes the most of it. So we do have a change at quarterback with Cleland there, but it looks like he's now coming off. Perhaps he's the designated runner. Oh, nope, he's coming right back in. I think he was just getting the next play call. So Trey Cleland in at quarterback, the junior. So trips right here for Jesuit. 2nd and 5 on the 17-yard line. Skyview brings a blitzer. That ball's whipped out. Turns the corner. He's going to have a first down. So Jace Burton, nothing fancy, just 8 yards and a first down. that ball actually a little behind Burton, who's managed to kind of reach back and get it and bring his momentum back forward. Kind of a dangerous, pass sometimes. If when that ball goes backwards, it is a live ball.
Pushed out of bounds at the 22-yard line of the Crusaders.
So I've been quiet because I've been texting some people and trying to get some information that might help with the broadcast. I promise I'm working for you still, Nick.
Yeah, we're paying you in pizza, so you better.
Yes.
It's thin crust, so you don't have to work that hard. If it were Chicago style, I'd expect more. Good run out of Cleveland there, or Cleveland rather. So, Jesuit came out with some deep passes, looking to score quickly. It looks like they're maybe kind of settling into more of a grinded out mentality. Mm-hmm. We've seen some shorter plays. Looks like, we've got a holding penalty there. I missed the flag coming out. I mean, because that is one of the problems when you do get down like this. If you then quickly go 3 and out because you miss on a couple of big swings.
Right. So again, at this point, it's 10 minutes left in the second quarter. They score 1 touchdown, they're back in the game.
Right.
So
yeah,
it doesn't matter how long it takes. It'll take 8 minutes. Doesn't matter.
So 1st and 19 on the 12-yard line. Cleveland looking to pass. Nowhere to go. He's got a lot of room in front of him, and he takes off. Great bit of closure there. Wow. I thought he had a lot of room, but out of nowhere, well, not nowhere exactly, comes Eric Botman closing the distance and shortening that gain.
Number 42, Eric Botman, first one there.
So still a gain of 6. See Botman there just using that angle, closing the distance, kind of holding them up till everybody arrives. So here comes Cleveland, got the play call, letting his guys know. Again, they're moving at a much slower pace offensively than they were in the first quarter. Just trying to make good plays, keep moving forward. Official stopping the action here for just a moment.
Looks like equipment issue, so substitution. Yep, here. I saw that happen in Washougal all night. Some guy did not have his knee pads over his knees. So having your knee pads over your quads just don't help your knees. I'm not sure if you knew that, Nick.
I feel like most football players outside of high school football don't cover their knees anymore anyway.
They do not. So.
This turf is so soft, I don't know how much you need it. Cleveland on the run, right on the money. Elias Johnson looks it into the body, takes the hit, and holds on, and that's going to be a Jesuit first down.
Great pass, great catch.
Yeah, and good throw on the run there from Cleveland. We've seen him running so far. That's his first real throw downfield, and puts it right on the money. That's a hard throw when you're running to your right and you throw back to your left. Mm-hmm. So 1st and 10 here for Jesuit. Watch Cleveland here. Flushed out of the pocket, running. Keeps his shoulders square and hits his man right in the chest. So Cleveland back in the shotgun. Keeps it. Not a lot of room, but makes the most of it. Picks up about 3 yards. Good tackle there. Kellen Wiggins, the senior.
So again, this drive started at the 12. They're at the 40. They've, slowly, but nothing huge, but they're getting the job done right now.
Yeah. I mean, that's what they need to do. Just make smart plays and chip away. Tire that Skyview defense out, and you keep grinding, and then you can sometimes break one. So one thing we're seeing out of this game we didn't see at the first game is a variety of formations, just more complex systems, and when you have a bigger program, you can do some things like that, make it harder on the defense.
Right. Timeout for Jesuit.
Jesuit with the timeout.
So while we're talking about some great VPS employees, I've got another one to tell you about. Hilda Lale, the Regional Classified Employee of the Year, recognized by ESD 112. Hilda is the district's Spanish language family advocate, which means she connects families with services they need and school staff. She's invaluable, helping guide Spanish-speaking parents to make sure their children get the best education possible. Hilda also hosts VPS en Español, a Spanish language news program that we help produce. She's now eligible to win the State Classified Employee of the Year. So congratulations to Hilda, and good luck at the state level. And she does a fantastic job, and amazing to see her interact with the community. And she's just one of those people everybody trusts and knows, and well deserving of this honor. So congrats to Hilda. So many people in the school system, we think of schools as just teachers and principals, but there's so many people that just fill in the gaps and do all the little things, and that includes, your maintenance staff, your bus drivers, your custodial staffs, all these people who make the schools better places for kids, and it's cool when they get to be recognized like that.
And the student section rocking it over there.
So here's Cleland, back to pass. Little screen up the middle. Wow, so yeah, Andrew Orioro sniffed that one out, but wasn't able to make the tackle originally. And we do have a Skyview player down.
But I will always keep going back to Orioro. I messed
Orioro.
up. Orioro didn't get the tackle, but still made a play that led to still a short game.
Yeah, here
he slowed it down enough so his teammates could come and get it. So yes, he got a couple more yards. So,
but they didn't get the first. They didn't break it. Now they're looking at a third down.
He's going to feel bad that he didn't get the tackle, but he still read the play correctly and was in position. And hey, you know what? The other team, they're not pros, but I always say the other team gets paid to make you miss. If we're talking about pro football, everyone yells at the Raider for missing the tackle. Well, the other guy gets paid a lot of money to try to make you miss, and that's he wouldn't have got there. Yeah. This guy wouldn't be playing for Jesuit if he wasn't any good.
Right.
So you're going to miss the tackle sometime.
He didn't put in the time for you to make every tackle.
Exactly. But Skyview's got to be happy that their defense, that their players recognized the play and were in position. And then even if you didn't make the initial tackle, everyone else rallies and still creates third down. Team game.
Colby Warner, the injured player, now walking on his own power off the field. Looks like he may have turned an ankle or something, limping a little bit here, getting some attention. But he is up on his feet, and we're glad to see that. So 3rd and 2 now for the Crusaders.
All right, we got 3rd and 2.
Big down, really, because... And they get the first down. Good bit of running out of Cleland. One of those plays, they say, why mess around? Let's just run it up the middle with the quarterback and get that first. Because, they don't get that first down. That's it for them in this first half, likely giving the ball back to Skyview.
Well, like I said, the last drive, though, it's like, would you go for it in midfield, 4th and short, when you're down 21?
I kind of want them to just get to 3rd or get to 4th down here just to see.
Yeah.
No, a good bit of running there out of Cleland. In fact, definitely a different vibe. Jacob Hutchinson started the game. Very clearly a little bit different skill sets out of these two quarterbacks. Hutchinson more of a passer, Cleland more of a combo. This time he hands it off. Pick up about 5. Good little first down play there.
Inside handoff to Lonnie Burt.
That was Lonnie Hurt with the run. Excuse me, Lonnie Burt. Apologies, Lonnie.
Brought down by number 33, Calvin Wiggins.
So 2nd and 5.
As well as number 4, Andrew Orioro. Brings up 2nd and 5 for the Crusaders at the Storm's 44-yard line.
2 receivers on the bottom of your screen there. Little play action. Looking to go deep. Doesn't have much. He goes down. Big play for Skyview. They really needed that one. That was Alexander Cedarstrom on the tackle. After a series of mostly positive plays there, Skyview needed some sort of momentum breaker, and I think they may have gotten it there from Cedarstrom.
Got the sack.
And Cleveland's proved to be pretty slippery so far, so Cedarstrom really held on tight there.
So now, again, 3rd and 14 with that huge sack. So this is one of those things where if they get half of it, they might go for it. But if they don't get any of it, they got to punt.
Yeah.
You would think.
Skyview one more shot at increasing its lead. What a difference in quarters, too, is in terms of tempo. That first quarter was fireworks, and this one's just a grind it out kind of thing. So we got a stoppage here of some sort.
Jesuit with the timer. So, by the way, halftime, Yelm 8-7 over Camas at halftime. That's my update that I got.
I guess I heard from our production crew, our cheerleaders are going to do something here, so I want to see what we got put together here. I could never do this. I could never do this. I mean, I could be on the bottom probably, but it takes some guts to get up there. Yes, coach is talking this over here. What are they going to do to stop Cleveland? It always impresses me the amount of, I don't know, coordination that a football takes to be successful. You see everybody with their jobs and their roles. It's like a broadcast team. You've got a million people doing a million things, and you need every one of them.
Saw Coach Kaiser in that shot, and he's almost every media member. And there's a lot of great people in coaching, but Kaiser just makes it special when you come out to practice. He loves.
Another sack. Down goes Cleveland. Hezekiah Tua with the big sack.
Sacks after a real solid drive from Jesuit. They went from the 12 to midfield, and they had something going, and then back-to-back sacks, and the shutout is still alive. And now Skyview's going to have a chance to do something, get some more points on the board before halftime. That's what a finish of that drive for the Skyview defense.
Good bit of kicking there from the Jesuit punter. Takes a Jesuit bounce. That ball's rolling down to about the 10-yard line or so, actually all the way to the 9. So a long field here for Skyview, but they've got plenty of time to do something with it. 3:36 remaining here in the first half. Is that, did we just see a shot of Gavin Packer down there retrieving the ball?
He's retrieving the ball.
See him on the sideline. It's got to be painful to him not to be able to play this game.
One of the best wide receivers in the state. He's not playing today, and as we mentioned, but they've got long-term goals at Skyview this season. So week 1 is not, you don't just because it is week 1, you want to play so bad because you haven't played a game in so long. But
yeah. You got to let it. Yeah, you got to be patient. You got to take the long.
Somebody was smart enough to say, you're not playing today.
A little keeper from Kennedy. He's got a little bit of space, some good pursuit, but he breaks around the corner. A little 15, 20-yard gain there out of Kennedy. I thought he was going to, I thought Matt Eilers on the edge there was going to catch up to him a little bit sooner, but Kennedy put on that extra gear he's got. And what a weapon here. Right there. I thought he had a chance to get him, but so 1st and 10 for Skyview on the 26-yard line. We'll play action, looking to go deep up the middle. Almost intercepted. A little bit of confusion there. You could see Gavin Poffenroth looking left, looking right, not sure which side of the body that ball was going to come to. But a good risk, I think, on first down there.
Right. Yeah, but I'm one of those guys now. I'm giving it to Trey, or I'm having Kennedy keep it. Because I want Jesuit to, if Jesuit has one more time out left, I want them calling it, or make them think about. I want some time off the clock on the next play. Is what I'm saying. Is that you don't want you don't need to score here, but you really don't want Jesuit to ever get the ball again. So take some time off here. I would not pass it here. There's plenty of time to score and pass if you need to later. But nope, they're going to pass. Oh, and he's wide open.
Little wheel out there to Jacob. He's wide open. Is he going to get there?
Okay. When you're
No.
that wide open, it's like a run.
Great bit of play calling there.
Because if you don't, yes, I think Jesuit thought they were running the ball there. Because holy cow, he's wide open.
All of those runs, all of those QB keepers to the outside from Kennedy, that sets up these kinds of counter plays. And Jacob, there was nobody within 20 yards of him until the very end there. Looks like they're calling a late hit on Jesuit.
Nope, they didn't. I don't know what they.
Nope. I don't know. I heard the PA announcer call that night. Yeah. Either way, here's Jacob. I mean, great pursuit there out of those Jesuit defenders, too.
So here they are on the, 15-yard line-ish?
Yep, 15-yard line here. Hands it off to Jacob. Not a lot doing there.
But there's the one. But yeah, there's not a lot going on, but it is going to take 30 seconds off the clock before you snap it again.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And Skyview, as it's constructed, has a team that can take a kick here too. You know, you wind the clock down. If you don't get the touchdown, you do have a secondary scoring option.
Yes.
McClinton, an excellent kicker, so feeling pretty good about this right now. 2nd and 13, however. Kennedy out of the shotgun. He's got 2 receivers up to the left, 1 to the right. Low snap, picks it up. Over the middle, nearly intercepted.
Kennedy's pass just broken up.
Kainoa Santiago with the play.
Great play by number 19.
He needed about 1 more foot of height on that one, and I think that would have been a Skyview touchdown. But as it is, Santiago breaks it up when we're looking at a 3rd and 13.
At the Crusaders' 19-yard line.
So, you know, we were talking earlier about Kennedy's improvement as a passer, and we've seen his skill as a runner, but he hasn't quite been able to click yet. And I don't know how much of that is him and how much of that is just this outstanding Jesuit secondary, because we haven't seen a lot of open wide receivers tonight.
No, we haven't. But it's also, and week 1 and all that stuff, everything matters. You know, all the butterflies, the nerves, or whatever, it could change some things.
It's pretty easy to overthrow your teammates. That ball on the turf, Skyview's going nowhere here. So they're looking at a long 4th down with about 2:20 left here to go. It's going to be a 4th and about, 20 almost.
Yeah. And now it's a
hefty field goal,
42-yard field goal or so if they try it. But, you know, you got to go all the way down to 1 second left before the delay game is called, and then you can call a timeout. You just got to make, or they don't have to, but it looks like they're going to line up and just go for it on 4th and long.
Yeah. See what their defense can do if they don't score here, or if they don't get a first down.
Oh,
it's like
they were trying to get 5 extra yards from Jesuit. Jesuit actually jumped, but Skyview also jumped. So it's always going to go on the offense when they both jump at the same time. So but I think the hard count actually got the Jesuit defensive lineman, just also happened to get the Skyview offensive lineman too.
Well, there's that first game stuff we were talking about, right? You know, you just don't have the.
But they were going to get 5. They're trying to get 5 extra yards to make it a little bit easier to convert this 4th down. Now it's just 4th and forever, but you're going to go for it. And the weird thing is the clock winds, and I always hated this. It's like you're benefiting the team that just had the penalty.
Right.
And it's a high school thing that, I mean, Skyview loves the fact that the clock's winding after their own penalty.
See what they do on 4th and 23. Okay, with a little play action. I don't think anyone thought he was going to hand that off. Nearly taken down. Now he's in trouble. Outruns the lineman, but can't outrun the linebacker and goes down, and that's going to be a turnover on downs. Jesuit's going to have just over a minute to go about 75 yards.
Skyview didn't score, but still accomplished a lot. 3 minutes off that clock when they got the ball before. Going to be tough for Jesuit to make, tougher to score. It doesn't mean they can't score, but
we'll see which quarterback they toss out here, because we saw Cleland in more of a run-oriented approach, but Hutchinson seems to be more of a passer. Can't see who's coming out of quarterback, but it looks like it is Hutchinson. So they're ready to do that 1-minute drill here to get as close as they can, and Hutchinson's the passing quarterback. We'll see what he does with the football. So they've got 2 wide receivers down on the left. An I formation behind Hutchinson. He's looking to make something happen. Not a lot of openings. Whips it out there. Good pursuit from Skyview. Not a lot brewing there for Jesuit. Hutchinson didn't have any time to set himself.
Didn't have time to set himself, and then the guy was kind of open, but it would have had to be a perfect pass in a tough situation to pass. And then the Skyview defensive backs were right there that even if he catches it, it's probably only a 5 or 6 yard gain, which Skyview will take with a minute to go and Jesuit needing 75 yards. Just a really, really good overall defensive play right there.
So 2nd and 10, 25-yard line. Same formation as before. Hutchinson hands this one off up the middle. Not a lot of room there. He's going to pick up about 2.
Okay, now Skyview calls the timeout.
Interesting.
Like, okay.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean,
Yes.
Lonnie Burt there with a 2-yard run. They get a stop here. They've
Absolutely.
got 2 timeouts left here.
Absolutely.
You know, take a shot if you can get this stop.
2-yard gain on the play brings up 3rd and 8. Timeout on the field.
You know, everybody else in the stadium getting these cool late summer breezes. We are in an enclosed room with no breeze, and I can't wait till halftime till I can open that door and let the breeze wash over me.
I was going to say I need to get paid double tonight for being in this sauna.
Well, we have 2 kinds of pizza, so you can get paid double. We
Okay,
have
all right.
pepperoni and Hawaiian. I don't understand the hatred for Hawaiian pizza.
That's what I had tonight, but that's because yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm trying to stay away from some of the more traditional meats right now. So I went with, Canadian. I don't know. I went with pineapple.
So you're staying away from the more traditional meats. So you're eating like raccoon and possum.
That's
sure,
funny.
I get it.
I'm only eating burgers, for example, when I'm in Vegas. Now I'll be going to Vegas a lot for the Raider games, but
For those of you who don't know, Paul is the world's biggest
eat,
Raiders fan.
Yes, and I used to eat. I'd eat burgers 8 days a week if I could.
Here's Hutchinson. He whips that one out there. 2. No, did he get in? Wow. No, yeah, they say he was out. He's got such a big arm. That's a long throw from the far hashtag all the way to the sideline there, but just a little bit too high. So Skyview with plenty of time here, and that stops the clock as well. So they didn't even have to burn a timeout there. Yep, he was about a foot or 2 out of bounds. End over end punt. Takes it on the run. He's got some space. Here's Artis trying to make it. Oh, and he goes down by himself. Still a wonderful return out of Artis there. He gets it all the way down to the 27-yard line. Skyview's got 33 seconds to go 27 yards.
Oh, the turf monster, and I'm hoping that's a cramp. I don't know. Artis went down with holding his leg there on the sideline. We saw that right before.
Yeah, it's a cramp.
Changed.
I can see them stretching him out.
Good.
We saw that earlier in the Hudson's Bay game. These hot,
what
muggy
an incredible
games.
punt return.
I mean, it takes guts to pick that up off the bounce.
That was a 43-yard return, I believe, maybe a little bit more, but right there.
Yep.
Oh. And then he gets pays for slipping too because the defender couldn't slow down and hits him anyway.
Didn't look malicious, although they did go sort of head-to-head there a little bit.
Skyview's in business, as they say.
Kennedy keeps it. Doesn't get much. It's forcing them to call that timeout.
No gain on the play. Timeout.
So 2nd and 10, 28.6 seconds left to go. Skyview going to talk this one over. Again, we've seen Kennedy be successful on the ground, but he probably needs to be successful in the air on this possession unless they can, break one here. So we'll see what they can do. Looks like Artis is coming back to the huddle. So I think they just needed to stretch that cramp out. On these hot, humid nights, it's so easy to cramp up. I mean, I'm not doing anything, and I'm sweating like a hog here. So those guys are working hard down there. So next week, Paul, we've got some fun football for you, too. We got Hoquiam and Fort Vancouver, and we've got I'm looking forward to seeing what Fort can do this year. They had kind of a breakthrough season last year. They won 3 games. First time they've won that many in several years.
Right.
and they got some returning players, so that'll be kind of fun to see them as they look to maybe win 4 or 5 this year. We'll see. And then, of course, we've got this Skyview team facing Columbia River. It's crosstown rival.
I have not even looked where I'm going to be next week. I just haven't even figured it out yet. But I probably won't be back at Kiggins next week just because I'm here this week. So I'll go find some other teams to watch.
That's kind of a fun part of your job, I'd imagine. Just going wherever the best game is. Here's Kennedy looking out. He's got a man outside. That ball is complete. He is just short of the first down. The clock is still running. Is Skyview going to have to use its last timeout here, or are they going to try to snap it?
It's Cameron Crooks right there. That catch.
Looks like they are going to try to run a play here. That ball squirts out underneath Kennedy. Now it's on the ground. Just a...
You know what I think he tried to do? I think they were going to spike it out of the shotgun.
Another cramp right.
And then after he got the ball, I think he actually tried to spike it, and the officials thought he fumbled it because it looked so funny. I know we're probably not going to see a replay of it because it's the end of the half, but I think he was trying to spike it but I'm not sure if you can once you fumble it. I don't know what the rule is on that, but I know that they wanted some time to kick a field goal. Obviously, that's what they're trying to do, was spike it or something.
Yeah, you saw there just for a moment on your screen another cramp. Another Skyview player getting stretched out of that cramp. Hopefully we'll have a highlights reel for you here in just a moment.
But even though it ended oddly for Skyview there, they're complete control of this game, 21-0.
Yeah.
No way did I see that coming.
I said earlier, if you told me it was going to be 21-0 after 5 minutes, I would have told you you're crazy. If you would have told me it was 21-0 at halftime, I still would have told you you were crazy.
I would have thought, yeah, here's some first half highlights.
So here's that first big play out of Kennedy. He fakes the handoff and just makes a move.
Great block by Crooks right there, there.
Crooks with the big block. And then moments later, we saw this. Oh, we didn't see the touchdown, but he did score a touchdown on a subsequent play. And then here's the interception for a touchdown by Secor.
And then
Trey Jacob all the way in for the third Skyview touchdown.
And that was within 5 minutes of the start of the game, right? That was within 5 minutes, right? Was it a 21-0?
Yep, it was that big start, and here's...
Boom, there's the fumble. I still think it was Secor. Secor knocked it out, but find out. I'll find out someday. So after the game, I'll go ask. Of course, he's going to say it was him.
And here's that big reception there. Jacobs nearly took it all the way.
I know. I wish I could see that again from that angle because you got Steve Kaiser running like he's 15 again. The old coach is running down the sideline, loving that play.
And then the return here. So Riley Artis there with a great return.
Oh yeah. Here's that play. Was he trying to spike it right there? I think he was trying to spike it.
I think when he brought it up, it just came out of his hand. Yeah.
I think the officials made the right call because it still flopped out of his hands. But obviously Skyview wanted to at least get a field goal attempt on that one. But 21-0 Skyview. They'll take it.
Yep. And we were going to throw it to some news from across Vancouver Public Schools. Make sure you stay tuned for the second half. A lot of photos, a lot of excited kids, and a lot of happy parents. It's the first day of school, and there are a lot of other firsts across the district. Hi everybody, welcome inside Vancouver Public Schools. I'm Nick Vole. It's the first day of school across Vancouver, and nowhere are they more excited than here at Vita, which finally is opening as a K-5 elementary school. Last year, Vancouver Innovation, Technology, and Arts Elementary School served as a learning lab. Students from every other elementary school spent time here doing project-based learning. But now, finally, Vita is welcoming students of its own.
We are so excited. We have been working towards this for 3 years, from the planning of the school to learning about instructional methodology to hosting the learning lab for almost 7,000 kids. And now we finally have our own. So we're elated.
What are you excited for here at Vita? What are you really looking forward to?
Doing projects with a team.
How about you, Amelia? What are you super excited for at your new school?
The playground.
How excited are you for the first day of school?
Really excited. I really like art, and this is a project-based learning school, so I'm really going to like it.
How excited are you to have your students in this brand new school?
I'm really excited. It's a very cool school. Everything is so big and spacious and airy and light. We're really excited for it.
I'm super excited. The project-based learning is really cool. She's been talking about it all summer. I'm going to project-based learning school, and she's already really good at art, and the focus on that is really cool for us.
Of course, this isn't the only school opening today, and Superintendent Jeff Snell is trying to get to as many as he can. We caught up with him at the brand new Ruth Bader Ginsburg Elementary School. Dr. Snell was joined by school board members Sandra Zavala Ortega and Tracy Barrows, and Vancouver Education Association President Jamie Anderson. Ruth Bader Ginsburg Elementary, or RBG for short, is a Spanish immersion school. Although parts of the school are still under construction, it's welcoming in kindergartners and first graders this year as it works towards full occupancy. For administrators, seeing these young learners in action is rewarding.
I think that there's a lot of lead up that people outside of school don't necessarily know in preparing for a school year, and how excited everyone is to prepare for that school year. And then when the first day actually comes and you see the excitement of the students and the staff, some tears from families as they're dropping off little ones, all those emotions that are wrapped up into the first day is pretty special.
It is. It's a lot of fun. I think, we get stuck in a lot of meetings and a lot of just in rooms, and so to be able to go and spend time with students and see how schools are run and our staff, and just say thank you and just see the smiles on everyone's faces, I think it just really it makes the job worth it.
RBG is the final new school to be built as part of the bond measure passed by voters a few years ago. Dr. Snell, the VPS school board, and other district administrators split up to visit every school in the district on the first day, which has become a VPS tradition. And that's just about it for us. We know parents, you guys are excited about this first day of school and are posting on social media. We can't wait to see the photos that you post online. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, I'm Nick Vohl.
Let's get ready to cut the ribbon.
With a snip of a pair of oversized scissors, the new futsal court at Houck Elementary is open for business.
It's really fun and I love playing on it.
This was just kind of a dream, and now it's here.
Hi everybody and welcome inside Vancouver Public Schools. I'm Nick Vohl. The new futsal court at Houck is the product of a lot of hard work, and as we discovered, the work is just beginning. Houck's Back to School Night drew a big crowd of parents and kids, and the highlight for many is the new court.
Liam sprinted to the end of the block to look through the fence and then sprinted back and gave me this big thumbs up like, it's ready, we're going to play tonight.
So what exactly is futsal?
A regular soccer field is grassy and it's bigger, and a futsal court is like pavement and tinier goals.
The ball, it's harder and like it doesn't bounce as much.
It gives kids a chance to play soccer when it's rainy out and we're not allowed to use the field.
That translates to more kids playing the beautiful game.
All you need is a pair of shoes. You don't need shin guards, you don't need to pay a bunch of club fees to play for a club. So it really is access for all kids to play.
My perspective, it does take them off of the one thing that most parents deal with is a device. So less screen time, more play time.
For me, sports was everything, right? That's how I learned to relate to others. It's how I learned to, just be a kid, and to be able to go out and express yourself, be yourself, and be in a spot where you're having fun and enjoyment. It's safe. All these things is massively important.
It took a lot of community partners to bring the court to Houck, including Operation Pitch Invasion, a non-profit devoted to bringing soccer to kids. The Portland Timbers and Thorns, the Houck Foundation, the Vancouver West Soccer Club, Houck Parents, and many more all contributed.
The game is a community game. The game is a game for all of us, and so it's not just us as a club, but it's how we connect with the community, and I think this is as important as anything we do.
Operation Pitch Invasion has a new Clark County fund and hopes to put in 10 more courts across town. The proof of the court's impact on kids is already apparent.
I personally love soccer, and I'm excited to play futsal too.
For more information on Operation Pitch Invasion, just head to their website, pitch-invasion.org. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, I'm Nick Vohl.
September through June, John Arberding teaches PE and health sciences at Columbia River High School. Over the summer, he spent a week learning what it takes to be an emergency medical technician.
Just got called out on our first call, which was interesting and eye-opening.
He's not switching careers, he's exploring what it takes to be an EMT, so that his students can pursue their dreams.
I'm armed with a lot more information after doing this.
Welcome to Learning to Work. I'm Mark Reith, Director of the Vancouver Public Schools Career and Technical Education Department. Throughout the summer, we send teachers on paid externships so that they can pass along firsthand knowledge to their students.
We'll get call after call after call, right? And so you don't want to have to drive all the way back to the station, fill up, and be out of service.
When we caught up with Mr. Armerding, he was spending time at Clark County Fire District 6, having already visited the Northwest Training Center and AMR.
You always have a picture in your mind of what a job is. So it's been really neat to actually kind of learn more about these different careers, what their days are composed of, what it requires of the individuals that take on these challenges. So it definitely helps to contribute to that respect that I have for first responders.
Everybody wants to know what firefighters do. It's so getting a little look behind the curtain, I think is good. It's good for him to come in and anybody else to come in and take a look at this. It's good for us to show them what we do and to kind of understand, when the bells do go off, what happens. And so, for us, it's exciting.
Mr. Arberding hopes to convey that sense of excitement and duty to his students.
In the health sciences class that I teach, EMT is one of the modules that our students work through. So I was interested in just learning more about what the career opportunities are locally with that and how students can go about continuing their education.
For students, it's important really for him to bring back just the pathway. How do you get into the fire service, right? And not even necessarily the fire service, it's any part of the pre-hospital is what he's basically looking at.
Really amazing work that is done, but can also be really challenging work.
Mr. Arberding is impressed with the professionals he's working with, and they're impressed that teachers like him are doing whatever it takes for their students.
This is their time off. This is their summer, and they're extremely busy during the school year. So for them to take that time off and educate themselves in whatever field it is, I think it's amazing, and I think it just shows their dedication to the profession.
The firefighters asked us to share that students have a chance to get involved by joining the local cadet program. Cadets get firefighting training throughout the year, which prepare them for potential careers in firefighting. Students can contact Fire District 6 for more information. Thanks for watching. I'm Mark Reith.
We may be rivals, but we respect each other both on and off the field.
We are all students that enjoy our sport and love competing.
So please come out and support us, all of us.
Be appreciative of the performance regardless of the team.
Enjoy the game and cheer us on loudly.
But please,
Please.
don't cheer for the failure of the other team.
Keep chants, cheers, and gestures appropriate and positive.
No negative chants.
No negative cheers.
No negative gestures.
And never
Ever single out a player by name, number, or characteristic.
There's no place for that.
We're all in this together to learn, have fun, and compete.
Win or lose.
Demonstrating sportsmanship shows that you value all kids, not just your kid.
Oh, and those officials?
Be kind to them as well.
This isn't their full-time job.
They're all just people trying to give us the opportunity to play.
They all make mistakes, just like us players and coaches. We all know that.
But that's just part of the game.
So accept the calls they make, whether you agree or not, and move on.
Thank you so much for supporting us.
Thank you so much for supporting us.
Thank you so much for supporting us.
It means everything to have our friends and families in the stands.
Let's work together to make positive, lifelong memories.
We are preparing students for the future.
We are pursuing our dreams.
We are keeping our systems running smoothly so students can learn.
We are making sure the kids have the nutrition they need to learn.
We are keeping our kids safe and secure.
We are keeping our kids healthy and active.
We are ready for the future.
We are
Vancouver.
Vancouver Public Schools.
We are Vancouver Public Schools.
You're right. This does look better. Nice try. I already paid for it.
Get behind the scenes and put your imagination to work. Learn how to turn your ideas into a video or movie by signing up for video production, advanced video production, or movie making. You'll work individually and in groups to write, shoot, and edit your own productions. These hands-on classes use industry-standard cameras and professional editing software and allow you to explore your own creativity and passions. Students enrolled in these classes can earn CTE or art credits. Learn to express yourself or tell another story through video. Check with your counselor or career specialist to see if this program is offered in your school.
Welcome back. It is 21-0 Skyview at the half over the Jesuit Crusaders in what we hoped would be a thrilling first half. Was dominated by the Storm. Jesuit showed some signs towards the end of the half there of turning things around, but weren't able to put any points on the board. Skyview scored all of its points within the first 5 to 6 minutes of the first quarter, and since then it's been sort of a slugfest back and forth. See what happens here in the second half as these teams prepare to take the field. I'm Nick Volan, joined by Paul Valencia of Clark County Today. Got to put it by your mouth.
Hey, how am I? Hey, there you go. Whatever. You heard me. I'm loud enough. Someone asked me to. Someone just texted me and said, "Tell the PA announcer to turn down the volume. It's too loud." Well, we're in the wrong booth. That's another floor up at Kiggins Bowl. We don't have anything to do with the PA at Kiggins Bowl.
Yeah, it's pretty darn loud. We actually we had to close our window because it's so loud, and now it's like 95 degrees in here. But this is the sacrifice we make for football.
That's true. But I also understand if you want me to be quiet, because I usually don't make much sense.
For kicking all of the field extra points perfectly.
So we'll see if Jesuit changes its approach here. We saw in the first quarter a lot of passing, not a lot of success. In the second quarter, we saw a little bit more running, a little bit more patience on offense, and they were finding some success, if not for a turnover and some timely Skyview defense. Here's a kick. That ball is dropped. Around the edge there. He's got a little bit of space. He might turn this into something. Is there a flag? Is that what I'm seeing?
Yes. Yes, you are
nope,
seeing
I
the flag.
see it there at the 30-yard line. See if that maybe was a late hold, rather. So Valley dropped the initial kickoff, picked it up, and turned it into something. But it might be coming back. Yep, looks like that's a hold on Jesuit. So they're going to count that one back. But still not too terrible field position here for Jesuit.
So this is the same crew, by the way, that did the 5 o'clock game, but they've changed some of their assignments. Like Bruce Hermanson is the white hat, it looks like, tonight. And I always like to remind people that that man officiated in the NFL.
Wow. That's great that he's able to give back now in semi-retirement to the community.
Yep, he was a college and high school guy, and he was hired to replace the officials when the officials went on when the real officials went on strike. So I think he did 3 games in the NFL.
It's pretty amazing, more than a higher level professionally than most of us will ever reach.
Exactly.
So Cleland starts a quarterback and can't make any space there as he's run out of bounds about 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 2nd and long here for Jesuit.
So Trey Cleland, I just wanted to say a shout out to him and his family. They live in Vancouver, and son of Cam and Mindy. And Mindy is a teacher at Skyview. So, and in fact, I've been a guest speaker in her class many times.
Now at quarterback for Jesuit, he whips this one out. Good little pickup there.
Their older son is a freshman at UW, so he's a football player for the Huskies. But I also always like to remind people that while Cam Cleveland was in the NFL for many years, Mindy's the best athlete in the family.
Yeah, you were telling me, a pretty two-sport athlete in college?
Two-sport athlete at UW. And Columbia River grad, and was among 5 athletes at Columbia River at the same time that were just incredible athletes. Long before I started covering high school sports in Clark County, but not too much longer.
Yeah,
they're not
say,
that
if I'm
old.
Mindy Cleland, I'm not going to like that sentence you just said.
Exactly. Sorry, Mindy. I think she graduated in 2010. How's that? Probably not.
Here's Cleland now out. That's going to be a first down for Jesuit. Just little passes, making headway, slowly but surely moving their way up the field. We've seen that in the first half, and now we're seeing it here in the second.
Brought down by Cameron Crooks.
You taught me a valuable lesson here today, Paul, which is always look at the assistant coach list on any team. I'm looking at Jesuit's assistant coach list here, and I recognize a couple of pretty notable names for Oregon football. You see Iko Ekpe-Olomu, a Oregon Ducks legend, played on those great Mariota teams, and Nigel Burton, who was Portland State's head coach and had some success there. His son on this team. Good stop there from Skyview.
Number 42, Eric Botten in there.
So 2nd and 10 now for Jesuit. I'm calling that 10. It's more like 9, but that's, yeah, there we go.
It's 9.
It's 9.
1 yard gain on the play.
See what they come up with. Now the question is, they're going short. Can they score, and will this take too long? Because it is 3 touchdowns.
if they score on this drive, they don't care how long it takes, as long as they score on this drive. So.
Yeah, I mean, that is the big thing. You got to just break the seal and get on the board. There's a whip out to Burton. Big hit. Wow. Oh, he picks it up. The officials, looks like that play is whistled dead.
Oh, I'm going to want to see a replay. Not that it matters. It doesn't matter what the replay shows because there is no replay challenge. But, boy, Skyview, Skyview thought they had the ball. The whole sideline erupted with the hit, and then they thought.
Yeah, Jared Secor, another big defensive play. He's been all over the field tonight.
He did get that ball out. He did knock that ball out. But so it's either incomplete pass or a fumble, if there was such a thing as if we were challenging it.
Sure. Because, the referees on that field do not have access to what we do.
Here's the deal. They called it a completed pass, and they lost 2 yards because of that great hit. So, remember, they lost a yard. Weren't they on the 32? Yeah, because it was...
Yeah, 2nd and 9.
It was 2nd and 9, and now it's going to be 3rd and 10 from the 31. So they called it a completed pass, and they did not call it a fumble, which, by the way, now... if we could see that replay again, I don't know if you can, but it's tough angle. The official on the sideline couldn't see that ball come out. He's shielded. So everybody in high school sports, I hear it at least 5 times a year. Oh, that official missed this call, but it's clear. It's on video. I've got it on Huddle. It's clear on all this stuff. Skyview lost a big game a few years ago when they thought they reached the ball over to the end zone, and then it was knocked out, and they ruled it a fumble. Well, in that video, the official was shielded by another player. You can't guess. So they never saw the ball come out there. So you can't blame the official for that one. Just bad luck for Skyview.
There's some good luck for Skyview there with the big sack, getting the stop that they needed. There was a lot of blue shirts there. I wasn't sure who made the tackle.
Caden Hamlin, number 11, was the one with the sack. I believe it was Caden Hamlin. And that's a lot of sacks for the Skyview tonight, and a lot of multiple people getting back there. It's not just one guy doing it. This defensive scheme has been working.
They go all in on the punt block. Don't get there. That ball's tied, but the play is dead.
Timeout, Skyview on a special teams.
Wow. I wonder what they saw. Perhaps, too many players?
They have 12 people out there right now, and the officials didn't see it, or if they did, they didn't throw the penalty before the timeout. But, yeah, there were 12 guys out there. I just counted, so that's what it was. And
I saw you counting with the finger. I was told there'd be no math tonight.
Yeah, that's considered a good timeout. Now, it's 4th and forever. If the penalty wouldn't have given them a first down, but why give them another chance at it, right? Why not?
So they're going to try one more time. See some backup quarterbacks for Skyview warming up on the sidelines. I have a feeling that's some wishful thinking on their parts. I'd be surprised if they got in the game to throw some passes tonight, but we'll see. A little end-over-end kick into Skyview territory. That ball's on the turf. Looks like Skyview has recovered.
I say this every year, and it's because I do go to NFL pre-games a lot, and I see how high the punts are, and it's shocking to me there aren't more fumbles on punt returns. It is so difficult to track a punt.
Yeah, and you can feel the heat coming.
And yes, they're professionals, and I know they're professionals, and they practice and practice and practice, but it is so tough sometimes when the ball, the ball just makes so many weird moments. It's like a foul ball. It's like a foul ball in baseball for the catcher when it spins backwards, and it never comes down in the area that it goes up.
Yeah.
That's what a football does on a punt sometimes, and I'm surprised it doesn't happen more often, is my point.
And a fantastic shot on the replay by Cam 4. That's Dina Raywald down there. Skyview student kicking butt on camera 4. Pass out to the wing. It almost looked like his knee was on the turf.
Yeah, and I think that's what this official's calling, because they put him down at the 48. He lost 2 yards.
Looks like that was, I don't know if that was Poindexter or Secor.
It looks like it was Secor, and I think he pulled it. I hope it's not serious, but he took himself out of the game right now. He's not feeling good.
Looked like the area of a groin pull, perhaps. He was holding inside of his leg. Hopefully that's just a something he can walk off here.
Mm-hmm.
So 2nd and 12 for Skyview. Kennedy's got 2 receivers out to his right, 1 to his left. A little bit of a low snap, recovers it. Here's Jacob trying to make his way forward, gets just past the original line of scrimmage, and we're looking at a 3rd and about 9. Down to about 7.5 minutes left here in the 3rd quarter.
4-yard gain on the play brings up 3rd and 8.
So Skyview has slowed down significantly since that hot start. We've seen some bursts of that offensive brilliance, but Jesuit has recovered a bit defensively and is making life tough for Kennedy. High snap, swings it outside. Nothing doing there. Gavin Poffenroth not able to pick up that first down. So now we're in that situation you were describing earlier. They're on the correct side of the 50, but it's 4th and 6.
You're also up 21-0 though. This is, in the old days, in a close game, or if they're up by 7, if they're down by 7, Skyview's going for this every time. Anytime they were over the 50-yard line and it was less than 4th and 10, they would go for it. But when you're up 21-0, why give the other team a short field?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
and you've got somebody who can really, you know, put it inside the 10 potentially.
Right. They still don't have enough guys, I think, is what. Yep. Special teams coach not happy right now with Skyview. They might only have 10 guys out there, or at least one of their guys thought they needed one more, but they still snapped it, and here we go.
Wow, he fielded that. That's gutsy there.
Gutsy, but I love it.
Elijah Johnson there.
For the same reason we just said why Skyview should punt, I think Jesuit should be getting the ball and trying to make a play on doing something different on special teams. If he makes that play and breaks that tackle, maybe he gets 15, maybe he gets 30, maybe he goes all the way, and Jesuit gets the spark. So I have no problem with a playmaker trying to make a play because nothing's happened for him on offense anyway. So
sure.
It's not like it's 35-35. So
and he fielded it cleanly as well.
Yeah.
Here's the handoff. Not much doing there again. That Skyview defense is tough to penetrate. Backing at quarterback, by the way, Jacob Hutchinson for Jesuit. Sort of gone back and forth tonight with Cleland, Trey Cleland.
1-yard gain on the play brings up 2nd and 9.
So 2nd and 9 for Jesuit on the 12-yard line. Long field.
12-yard line of the Crusaders.
Long uphill battle here, especially when you look at the clock and how many possessions they're going to still have in this football game. I mean, it's still only the 3rd quarter, but the way these teams are playing, that clock is moving.
Yeah, this is wow. Okay.
Sure, yeah. Lonnie Burt was just tackled by his own teammate effectively.
Kind of, but if you look at the replay, I can't say it. Orioro pushed that blocker back so far that he made the tackle without touching the runner.
Yeah, pushed him into it.
Pushed him into it. It was a great defensive push to force the guy to trip on his own man.
So another long 3rd down here for Jesuit. 3rd and 13 on their own 8. Crusaders fans would love to see Hutchinson finally connect on one of these long passes. He certainly has the arm for it. Just not a lot of breathing room from that Skyview defense, and he's nailed again. That ball up for grabs, nearly intercepted and nearly caught, ends up on the turf.
Did you see that pass rush by number 7?
Wow, yeah, that was Hezekiah Tua. That's the 2nd time tonight, at least the 2nd time, we have seen him put the wood to that Jesuit quarterback.
But the move he made to get to him was just fantastic. Just, speed. Look at, he's got all the muscles, but he's also got speed.
How do you stay in front of that? So deep in his own end zone, we've got a Jesuit punt here. That ball is high, but he managed to come down with it. Pretty good punt there. It's going to drive him back to about the 45-yard line. Oh, that ball's on the turf again. A fumble. Skyview picks it up.
Okay.
Makes some positive yards out of it. Got a Skyview player on the turf. No, he's.
No, that's happened twice now, and and both times Skyview's gotten the ball. And when you're Jesuit, just think if you're you're a Jesuit fan or you're a Jesuit coach, and you're like, we need something to go our way.
Yeah.
We've now punted twice, and they've muffed it twice.
Yeah.
And we still can't get the ball, so you just know it's not your night. So.
Yeah, Riley Artis, his second punt, he's kind of getting pulled to the side by his coach. A little pep talk, I think, there. You know, it's a thin line between bravado and foolishness, and I think that he kind of erred a little bit too far on the wrong side there. There's a lot of traffic around him on that.
Yeah.
But, you know, we saw him in the first half pick up a ball like that and take it 40 yards. So, all right, so Skyview in business here on the 35-yard line of Jesuit. Kennedy in the backfield with Jacob. Little option out. Flag in the air. No yardage, negative yardage there for Skyview and a flag. So, feeling we'll either, I don't know, you take this one or let it go, but if you're a Jesuit, I'm assuming that's a holding penalty, but we'll find out momentarily. So they put Crooks in motion, brought him up, and then pitched it back to him, and he couldn't get any yards there. Yep, that's a Skyview holding penalty. Looks like it's going to be 1st and 15.
Back it up 10 yards, going to bring up
first and 20.
I didn't even have to correct you. I knew you were going to get it. I could just see the light bulb over your head.
I'll be perfectly honest with you, Paul. I heard the PA announcer say it.
Okay.
I'm not that smart.
Okay. I'm pretty good as a high school football reporter, and so I thought never, ever, ever listen to the PA when it comes to down and distance and where the ball is and all that stuff.
I mean, they have not the best seat in the house.
No. And I don't mean here. I don't mean just here. I mean almost everywhere. There are maybe 2 or 3 places, 2 or 3 guys that I trust.
So Kennedy back, a little screen action to Jacob. Jacob's got some space up front. He's got a block. He picks up basically what they just lost on the penalty. He kind of gets back to the original line of scrimmage. So it's going to be 2nd and 10, roughly.
Tackled by number 5, Grand Valley, and number 6, Lonnie Bird.
It's a good way to use Jacob there. We haven't seen him carrying the ball much as of late.
2nd and 10 at the Crusaders' 35-yard line.
He catches a good block there by number, I believe that was 77 with the big block there, Hunter Pierce. Yeah, 2nd and 10 here. Kennedy in the seam up the middle. That ball's knocked down by the linebacker, I believe. That was Lonnie Burt. We've seen him carry the ball a lot tonight, and now he bats that one down.
Times.
Yeah. Looks like we have an injured Jesuit player on the field, so we'll
another cramp.
Wait a moment. Probably another cramp. Hopefully just another cramp.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, look at that. That's great hands by Burt. He was the up man on that. He was not near the receiver. He just got 2 fingers on that thing and knocked it down. Pretty agile for the big man. It's like the Jesuit player who was hurt, was a cramp. He's popped back up and headed to the sideline now. Sit out a play and head right back in. 3rd and 10 now for Skyview. 2:55 left here in the 3rd quarter.
Hey, with 8:09 left in the 4th quarter, Yelm is still ahead of Camas, but it's 8-7. Camas has the ball. Just a great defensive battle in that. I've heard Camas has had the ball inside the Yelm 10-yard line 2 or 3 times and hasn't scored. So
wow.
Yelm's defense really bend but not breaking.
Bending nearly into a U shape, but still not breaking. All right, so here's 3rd and 10. Kennedy with the shoulder fake. Here comes the rush. He goes down. We see a flag. I'm guessing that's a holding penalty again on Skyview. Can't imagine Jesuit's going to accept that one, but we'll see what the officials have to say about that. Great bit of rushing on the left side of that line there for Jesuit.
Looks like Dylan Reistat with the sack.
Yeah, all the players moving. That's holding on Skyview. Yep, the penalty's declined, so we're going to have a 4th down for Skyview. I'm guessing we'll see another punt here.
Absolutely.
Although I do see Kennedy still out on the field, so we'll see what they do. Looks like they're going for it. 4th and 15 on the 40-yard line.
I see Kennedy punting it. How's that?
See a quick punt here?
Yeah, like that. Who knows?
He's a good athlete.
Yep, there
he goes. He takes that step back.
No.
Ooh, that's going to be a
It's going to bounce the other way.
Punt. Yeah. Ooh.
Oh, it bounced. Skyview got a break on that one. The way that thing was spinning in the air, I thought it was going to be like a golf backspin.
Yeah, totally.
Backspin on
backspin. I think it just depends on which point of the football it lands on.
Yep.
So about what is that, a 15-yard punt roughly?
Yeah.
Kennedy not getting the result he wanted with that one, but there's a reason he's the quarterback and not the punter.
Exactly,
but either way, it's not the end of the world for Skyview. They took time off the clock. They've got Jesuit in a long yardage. They've got a long way to go to score. So
and by the way, Skyview is also lucky that Jesuit's guys were in that whole we're not supposed to touch it. We're not supposed to touch it. If one of those two guys would have looked to catch the ball, you can return it. And there was no Skyview guys on that sideline, so that could have been a lot worse for Skyview.
And that ball falls incomplete out there. Santiago, the intended receiver, but falls short. So Cleveland is back in at quarterback. I mean, between the two Jesuit quarterbacks, Cleveland has been far more effective tonight, but you can see that the big play ability, if things are clicking, are likely there for Hutchinson. Of course, there's Cleveland with a big play. Great bit of running there out of the quarterback. Takes it up the gut, gets about 14 yards, and Jesuit is moving the ball. Just reads the hole right, makes a move. It's not complicated stuff, folks. It's just Cleveland finding the hole and making a play. So 1st and 10 on the Jesuit 38-yard line. Minute and a half left here in the third quarter. Cleveland hands it off. Good little run there. Lonnie Burt.
Jesuit with a little life, little hope. 1:10 to go in the third quarter.
This is the cramp bowl, another cramp on the field.
And I don't care how much you train and practice, you cannot make it a game feel. You just can't. You can't tackle like in a game. You can't hit like in a game, and you can't play for 2.5 hours like a game in practice. So you can never ever get fully prepared to play when it's 85 degrees. Oh, I don't know what the temperature is right now,
but it's 105 degrees in this booth, but I think it's probably about 75 degrees outside. I'm guessing, total guess.
Right, but it's a warm, muggy night.
Can you imagine playing?
It says it's 70 degrees right now in Vancouver, but maybe it's because we're in this booth, but it feels a lot worse. But
can you imagine playing football this time of year in like Florida or Georgia or Mississippi where it's humid all the time?
Crazy.
So number 6 there is getting helped off the field. This Lonnie Burt there. This might not be a cramp, although they were stretching it like a cramp, but they're helping him off the field now to keep this game moving, and hopefully we'll see him back out on the field here shortly.
Right.
He's had a pretty good game here tonight. So 2nd and short.
All right, 2nd and 2 for the Crusaders.
Cleveland brings the play call back in.
Just under a minute left in this
I know there's
quarter.
one full quarter left, but eventually Jesuit's going to stop huddling when the clock's running, right?
Well, I mean, it just depends what they're prepared to do, right? Yeah. What their package is. I mean, if they have a no huddle or not. You'd think at this point maybe they don't. It's tough to say this early in the season.
Again, it's also still the third quarter, so technically it's we've been saying it since 7 minutes left in the first quarter. If Jesuit scores the next touchdown, the game is still a game.
Yep.
And it's still true. If they were to score right now, they're 14 away, and anything can happen. Fluke play there, and boom. But they don't seem to have much urgency. That's for darn sure. Probably because they've been there before. They're Jesuit, and they know they have another quarter to go.
Yep. It's not like they're playing poorly. Skyview's defense has been great all night. But even great defenses give up points. So
With the keeper, gain of 2 on the play.
short little run out of Cleveland there. That probably is the last play of the third quarter here as we count it down. Second and about 9 here as we're about to start the fourth quarter. So at the end of 3, Skyview remains up 21-0 over the Jesuit Crusaders of Portland. Fun, exciting football here tonight at Kiggins Bowl in the first game of the new football season. We are happy to be back with you at VPS Game Time. We've got a full crew of students tonight. Hopefully we'll be able to see some of those kids on camera here before too long. We like to do something around this time called Crew Cam, where we show the young professionals, not professionals, amateurs, but aspiring professionals on camera. So hopefully
amateurs with professional talent. How's that? Because
go.
I've been watching it for years and it's great. So, while we're waiting for that, Skyview, their players all put up the 4, the fourth quarter. The signal that we're ready for the fourth quarter and we're more conditioned than you. That's why they do it. Oh,
hey,
there we go.
There's Dina down there on camera 4. She's been great, getting some great shots tonight there. She's on the south end zone field, so all those great low shots, she's the one getting those. With us from Skyview last year, she helped us broadcast state championships in both football and basketball. We got some other Skyview students here. There's Dominator out on, I think that's camera 3. No, that's camera 1 if I'm not mistaken. That's Troy. I might be wrong. I've just met some of these young people today, so I don't have everyone's name down just yet. But they're doing a great job. We got
Just
our crew
say
in the control room too.
That guy and that gal. Say that. Yeah, that works.
Yeah, I should just give everybody nicknames. That way, like, hey, there's Ace. Hey, there's Sam and Micah. All right, the game is back on. Micah, direct us. Oh, that might be a big play, and it is. We'll need to see the replay on that one, folks.
That's the first broken defense where the guy was open for a long time. Was it Cleveland at quarterback? I didn't see.
I couldn't tell that either.
I wasn't looking because I was paying attention to the great amateur professionals.
Yeah, well, I got so excited telling you about them. They got on camera. And
but
that's why you never put crew on camera, folks. That's you need the pretty people on camera, like me and Paul.
Yes. But anyway, even though that guy was open for Jesuit and he made a nice catch, but Skyview closed and made sure that's it. It was going to be that 20-yard gain. That was it. It was a big hit, and that's it. No rack, no run after catch, or what do they call it? Yak.
Yeah.
Yards after catch.
Here's Cleveland. He kind of takes it up the right side, picks up about 4 or 5 yards, and just bit by bit, like they said in the movie Fletch, bit by bit, one way or another.
I know that reference. There's about maybe 4 people who are listening to this podcast who might know that reference. But I'm a Fletch guy. I know that reference.
Do you see the new one? It's fantastic.
I did not see the new one.
With John Hamm, it's delightful.
All right. I'm one of the few who actually liked Fletch Lives too, so I did like that one, although it wasn't as good as the original.
I saw it, but I don't remember it.
Yeah,
I saw it in 5th grade.
There you go. So you're younger than me.
All right, so 2nd and 5 now for Jesuit on the 19-yard line. Cleveland looking, got nowhere to go. He goes down.
And Cleveland sacked back at the 25-yard line.
That's a another great push by that Skyview front line. We got another potential cramp now.
There were a couple of guys in on that sack, it looked like, and I didn't catch the numbers live, so maybe I'll see it on the replay. But wow, just an incredible defensive performance by Skyview. That might be 5 sacks. Is it 5, 6? I don't know. And again, I'm not taking my normal play-by-play stats. It's too hard to do all of that at once when I'm on the air. But
if anyone lost their wallet, please come claim it up here at the booth.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about how on offense things just always have to go right to sustain drives, and the Skyview defense is making it hard to get consecutive, play after play after play for positive yardage. Here's Cleveland back to pass. He zips it up the middle. That's intercepted. Riley Artis, a huge play there, snuffing out that Jesuit drive.
Good for Artis because he had the couple of drops on the punt returns, right? So he wanted to make up for that. That was him, right?
Yep, Riley Artis. Yeah, he muffed the punts.
Yeah, and there it is.
made the play. I mean,
I know there's an injury. Look, they're doing the leg cramp thing is what it looks like looks like a Skyview player. It's so far away I couldn't see it, but
yeah, I think it's Colby Warner. He's had a couple of those tonight.
That's true.
Because I saw him just a moment ago barely make it up before that last
right
play.
After the sack.
Right after the sack,
yeah.
trying to stretch it out. And
here's
the replay. Here's Dina on that great camera 4. Artist with the eyes, sees where that ball's going.
Cleveland knew it right when he threw it. You could see the quarterback's reaction. By the way, great camera angle. You can see the throw, and you could see like the body language of the quarterback going, "Oh no, oh no," and he knew before the ball was intercepted that it was going to be intercepted. So happens to the best quarterbacks in the NFL too.
Yep. And we were just talking about that Camus Yelm game and how the Yelm defense was a bend not break situation, and that's what Skyview's been doing tonight. They've withstood drives from Jesuit that look promising. So now they're going to take over at some point here once we get Warner stretched back out and off the field. Is that Warner? I might be wrong. I see another number 10 down there, so I might be wrong about that being Colby Warner. So, Colby, if that's not you, I apologize.
Yeah, well, Colby Warner is down here, but yeah, he was also limping a little, so that's why you were thinking.
Yeah.
It's
Secor.
Secor, Mr. Everything tonight, Mr. Secor. He had a pick 6. I think he had a strip for a fumble, and I also think he made a huge hit that could have been called a fumble. That wasn't. It was called a completed pass and just a catch.
And would have been a return for a touchdown.
Exactly. So he's been all over the place. And
well, as far as I can tell, it is just a cramp. And
well done, young man. Well
like
done.
We're saying all night long.
What a week 1 for you, and I hope you're feeling better soon because leg cramps. Oh, man, anybody who's ever had one, you know.
Yeah. And now at our age, we get them in bed, like, later in the night. Just, All right, so Kennedy in a quarterback. Jacob still in the backfield. Hands this one off to Jacob. He's got a little bit of room. Picks up about 4 yards on the play. So I think we're going to see a lot of Jacob and Kennedy on the ground here for the next few minutes. But, Skyview doesn't always take its foot off the gas either. So
last time I predicted a run play, they threw it for a 50 or 60-yard gain.
Well, I mean, it is like we've said, though. I mean, the Jesuits score. It's a ball game. Right. So don't take the heat off. It's the old prevent defense curse, you stay aggressive. So here's Kennedy rolling out right. Dumps it off, that ball behind his receiver, so not a lot of opportunity for Poffenroth there to pull that one in.
And by the way, a pass play when we thought they were going to run.
Yep,
so
right.
Exactly. Now that's what's traditionally a safe pass play. That's going to, even if it doesn't gain more than 5 yards, you're usually going to stay in bounds and keep the clock going. And that's a high percentage pass play. And it didn't happen. So that's 30 more seconds you just gave Jesuit again.
That's a play that Kennedy's going to complete 9 times out of 10.
Absolutely. That's a 90% completion. So it's a good play call. It just didn't work.
Oh,
and then they just got the 5 yards, and they get to stop the. Yeah. Well, no, it doesn't matter. The clock was already stopped, but they get 5 yards and
then you get a manageable third down.
Yeah, exactly. So it's as if you completed the pass now. So
with Jacob in that backfield and Kennedy, I mean, 2 yards is likely, I guess, doable.
Yep.
That brings up 3rd and 2 for the Storm.
But here's the weird thing. They started the clock, but it was after an incomplete pass. So that's a benefit for Skyview, I guess.
Huge hole up the middle. There goes Kennedy. Can anyone catch him? Touchdown, Skyview. Jake Kennedy with his 2nd touchdown of the night.
57 yards. And I started the broadcast talking about how fast he is and how you just never know. He hasn't had his best night passing the ball, but it doesn't matter. He can still kill you with his legs, and that's what he just did. And now, I'm confident in saying Skyview's going to win this game.
You believe Skyview's going to win
this game. And if I just jinxed you, Skyview, I'm sorry, but it's only week 1. You'll forgive me.
So send your hate mail.
Yes.
Paul Valencia. People don't write mail anymore. You're okay.
To kick the extra point for the Storm.
Wow. So here's the excuse me. So we're going to see the extra point here. And that ball is good. Not the cleanest kick in the world, but he got it through the uprights, and that's all that counts. It's 28-0. Skyview, our first touchdown in, time-wise, it's our first touchdown in an hour and 45 minutes.
It is. So, got to tell you, I'm already looking forward to Skyview Camas now because the Camas defense is just playing lights out tonight. So Yelm had the ball 4th and 1 at the Camas 33 just a couple minutes or a minute or so ago. 4th and 1, they get the first down, they're going to win the game. They don't. So Camas now has the ball with 2:09 left. They're on their own 34, and it's still 8-7 Yelm. But what a defensive battle. Yelm was almost unstoppable last year, if you remember, when they went on their state championship run. So 8-7 game in week 1. Camas's defense is playing awesome. Skyview's defense, as we've been witnessing, is even better with the shutout right now. It's going to be so fun when these two teams play.
So we've talked earlier. So we're seeing what Skyview is doing tonight. We've talked about what Camas is doing tonight. Earlier we talked about there's these 3 powers in the 4A level.
Traditionally,
what have you seen from Union this year? Is it going to be a 3-team race again this year, or is it just going to be Camas and Skyview?
Union struggled. For Union, they struggled big time last year. So and then they got a new coach and everything. Now, I know the kids are excited to prove that last year was a fluke, and they love their new coach. They want to do everything they can for their new coach. So maybe they're going to be a little bit better, than people expect. But because of what happened last year, I think most people think it's Skyview Camas right now, until Union can prove otherwise.
Sure. And then all it takes is one victory over one of those two. And how many times in recent years have we had that sort of 3-way tie situation or close to it, I guess? One beats one beats the other, and they're all 1-1.
Yeah, it did happen in that abbreviated year, that COVID year.
I guess that's the one that's stuck in my head.
That's the one that's sticking in your head. But for the most part, it was Camas going undefeated in league or Union. Union had those 2 years of league championships, including their state title. And then the very next year, Camas won the state title. So but Skyview's usually been second in all of those, So, but they've come this close to beating the league champions so many years. Maybe this is their year.
Well, as the program that's likely going to broadcast the 4A state championship this year at Husky Stadium, I really hope one of our local teams is in it. And I'm a homer here for Skyview because I work for Vancouver Public Schools, and I hope it's Skyview. But if it's not Skyview, I hope it's Camas or Union here. It'd be fun to see them play at Husky Stadium. And it's such a cool opportunity. The WIA this year is going to let all of those championship games play at Husky Stadium. They struck a deal with the university. It's going to be such a fun scene for fans. It's going to be fun to broadcast for us. It's obviously going to be incredible for these players that get to go there and play.
How about 2 4A GSHL teams in the finals? Wouldn't that be awesome?
Yeah. You can see it at Kiggins Bowl or Doc Harris Stadium, or you can see it at UW. Whichever you prefer. A little pitch there. There's Bird again, back into the game. I'm glad to see him on the field again. He went out earlier with a cramp, and did he go? Oh. He wasn't sure he went out there, I think. So Lonnie Burt there with the good run, and that moves the sticks for Jesuit.
By the way, I believe Camas is inside the 10-yard line now, and probably about a minute to go in that game.
Wow.
So Camas possibly maybe making a statement too. We know Skyview's making a statement. 28-0 over Jesuit. Wow.
So this is a run to the left for Burt. Nice little pickup there, about 5 yards.
Bird over the left side.
So that Skyview defense, this is a test for them. They haven't given up any points yet, but they've been on the field a long time in the second half. And honestly, the second, third, and fourth quarters, they've been on the field a lot.
Yes. Yep.
And they're holding. It's got to be a really encouraging sign for coaching and the coaching staff. Because when they get into these tough games, later in the year, this is a real test. There's Bird again. Oh, he pops out of a tackle. He's got some space on the left. Takes it all the way down to the 14 or 13-yard line. Tough running there from Burt. Looked like he was all sewn up and popped out and picked up an extra 20.
Finally brought down by number 42, Eric
So Jesuit is in business here, looking to break the shutout. Got the ball on the Skyview 12-yard line. 6.5 minutes left.
Brings up 1st and 10 for the Crusaders at the 12-yard line of the Storm.
Hutchinson at quarterback. Hands it off to Bird again. Keeps those feet moving, picks up 5.
Hand off to Bird up the middle.
So 2nd and 5 here.
Excuse me, that was number 22, Roland Lewis.
The clock continues to move here.
5-yard gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the Storm 8-yard line. Clock
As I mentioned,
ticking
Jacob
under 6
Hutchinson
minutes
in
the fourth
quarterback.
quarter.
Hands it off to Bird again. This time stuffed. Still picked up a couple yards. Skyview a little quicker to the ball on that play, forcing a 3rd and guessing around two yards here. Obviously, this is 4-down territory. I can't see Jesuit attempting a field goal in this scenario.
For the Crusaders at the Storm 6-yard line.
So this is pride for both teams right now. It's, you know, and it's 4 down. Yeah, you're right. They're not going to kick a field goal, but it's pride right now. Skyview wants the shutout. Jesuit obviously does not want to.
Yeah.
And then
so 2 receivers on the top. Little slant pass. Did he catch it? No, he did not.
By the way, that was a
Hutchinson's pass incomplete.
That was a Jacob. Yeah, okay. I was like, who's that? Yeah, I was confused on the quarterback, and it wasn't Cleveland and all that stuff. I know they've been switching quarterbacks all night, and I was like, whoa, what happened? So.
That's funny. Yeah, going back and forth here. I'm curious if they pulled Cleveland because of the interception or just because they've been doing it all night long.
Right.
It's 4th and 3. Here we go. Another slant. The exact same play we just saw and the exact same result. That ball is on the turf, and it's a turnover on down. Skyview holds. Another stop.
And over in Camas, well, you know what? Before I announce anything, I'm going to double check the score that I think. Well, never mind. I'm going to get confirmation of what's going on in Camas.
Paul's got a reporter on the ground, so you know he's checking in. Meanwhile, here at Kiggins Bowl, it's 1st and 10 for Skyview on their own 6. Another stop from that Skyview defense. The old bend but not break. They held on. They had 2 opportunities, did Jesuit there to score, and 2 passes just couldn't hold on to. Hand off to Jacobs. Picks up a couple yards there. Skyview continues to try to tick that clock down.
So it's not over yet in Camas, but Camas just had a field goal blocked. Camas was inside the 5-yard line again. I think it's happened 4 times without points.
Wow.
And Yelm is up 8-7. Yelm ball, but I think Camas has timeout, so I don't know if it's over or not. But you know, they could fumble it and be a safety. I mean, who knows? We've seen crazy finishes before, but I don't think the game's over. But Camas just had a field goal blocked.
Shows you how important that decision early in the game to go for 2 was. Mm-hmm. And Jacobs goes down. Good bit of tackling there. Jesuit in the backfield there to slow that one down. So now Skyview facing a 3rd and 6. There are under 4 minutes left in the ball game. Skyview trying to grind this one out and send Jesuit back over the river without a touchdown. A long drive back to Beaverton or Tiger tonight. Here's the handoff up the middle. Good. good bit of running there. Did he get that first down? I think he did. James Poindexter. Is that 12?
42.
42. Yeah, sorry, one of those uniform slip-ups there. Yeah, that's Eric Botnan. Is that his first carry of the night?
I think so.
I was thinking this earlier, and I didn't say it, but I should have. It's remarkable how many snaps Jacob has taken.
Exactly.
Trey Jacob. He has taken every snap tonight.
It seemed like it, yeah, until recently. Yep.
Has anyone besides him or Kennedy carried the ball? I mean, possibly. I just don't remember it, but that's not easy. I mean, the amount of abuse his body's taken tonight. So now Botnan in at running back. Skyview a new lease on life here a little bit. They hand off to Botnan again. Another positive yardage situation there for him. He picks up 5 yards.
So I have got confirmation. Yelm did beat Camas 8-7. But remember, last year, Yelm pulled away with like 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter of a close game against Camas. So it's a loss for Camas, and Yelm has a lot of talent back, some great talent back. And everyone's picked to defend the championship. So that was a great effort by the Camas defense. Offense, their red zone offense apparently needs some work, but congratulations on a great effort, Camas defense. That is a statement in itself that they kept that game that close and had so many chances to win. Obviously, Skyview's making this statement, 28-0 over a usual power in Jesuit.
Well, and there's no reason to think Jesuit's not going to have success this year in the Metro League. Wow, Botnan, another tough run.
First down.
For another Skyview first down, yeah, and the clock is under 2 minutes now.
That's going to be enough.
Pause for a moment as they move the chains. The Skyview fans happy with the win, but it's not the most exciting part of the game for them. They're waiting for the final horn so they can go to McDonald's or whatever it is teenagers do after football games these days.
Sorry,
school dance, I don't know.
Sorry, I just
no, you're
it's
a
funny. I'm trying to
right.
do all these other things and all these other scores, and it's funny. Someone said, "Wait, it's not over yet," and I went, "What?" So turned out the officials put 12 seconds back on the clock, and Yelm just ran it out. So Yelms did win, but they won twice apparently.
They're 2-0. Good for them. There's Botnan again.
Botnan with another carry up the middle.
Putting in some duty here at running back. Skyview is very deep at running back. I mean, you look at that roster of guys who got playing time last year. Like, Levi Webb, who put in some good minutes last year, hasn't even touched the ball today. Third on the depth chart and would be the best back on a lot of teams. So it's a luxury for them to have that sort of thing. They put in Botnan with a minute and a half left just to seal the deal with fresh legs, or relatively fresh legs, although he's done a lot on defense tonight. Good running there, picks up the first down. That should, once the chains are moved, that might be it for us.
Yeah, that should be it. If they can get that clock moving quickly, yes. Now, I'm almost certain they blew that whistle before 10 seconds had gone, so they get 40 seconds between plays, and the officials probably just told them you don't have to make the snap. That's my guess.
Yeah, and they're sort of aimlessly wandering around.
There is no play clocks out here like they're supposed to be. I guess they were malfunctioning week 1 at Kiggins, and it happens.
Yeah, I saw Jaquan Thomas, our stadium operator, working like crazy to get those things working, but they weren't functional tonight.
So final scores, 28-0 Skyview.
So there it is, folks. Skyview with the stunner, 28-0. Not stunning that they won, stunning in the way that they won over a tough Jesuit team. Skyview moves to 1-0 on the season. Jesuit moves to 0-1. What a week 1 here at Kiggins Bowl. A fun Hudson's Bay Heritage matchup and an equally fun Skyview Jesuit matchup. And folks, we will be back with more football throughout this year. We can't wait to see you. We're going to have some highlights here for you in just a minute. But remember, we will be back next week at 5 p.m. It's Hoquiam versus Fort Vancouver for their VPS Game Time debut of the year, followed by Columbia River in these Skyview Storm. And I'll tell you what, Columbia River is going to have its hands full. New coach Dwayne Patterson is got a lot to figure out this week. So we'll join you then. Hopefully, like I said, we'll have some highlights for you here momentarily. We really appreciate you watching, of course. And, we've got 10 games this season. So almost every week of this season, we've got football. And, of course, if you have Comcast cable, you can watch not just us, but Evergreen Public Schools and Battleground High School has their own programs, and Columbia River High School has its own programs. So there's going to be tons of football on your television this year on Comcast Channel 328 and their respective YouTube channels. I'm not sure, again, if we're going to have highlights. I'm just kind of holding on for that.
Such a strange game. I mean, for scoring plays, it's such a strange game. It was 21-0 in a snap of the fingers, and then there wasn't another score until what, the last
last 6 minutes of the game.
Yes.
But you saw good football in between. It wasn't punt after punt after punt. It was good football, good defense by both teams.
We'll see you next week.
So we do have highlights. I've been told I just need to take this graphic off the screen, so let me do that. It's our first week, guys.
Yeah,
it's
that's
our
right.
first
there
week.
We go. Look at that.
All right.
Game highlight. Oh, game highlights. Not just
yeah.
Oh, here's the pick six. Boom.
Right there. Wow.
Love it. Love it.
I mean, the big run by Kennedy set the tone, right? But this was the point where it was like, this team's real. That wasn't a fluke.
Yep. And then here's Trey Jacob.
Yeah, with the big run. He was a workhorse all night. I don't have his stats, and I know you weren't keeping your usual stats, but a lot of yards tonight for him, and important yards. And there's the fumble. Skyview recovered. That was a big one because Jesuit was driving there and was starting to establish a rhythm. And then here's the wheel route out to Jacob on the reception. One of many impressive plays by him and Kennedy tonight. And then here in the fourth quarter, interception. Riley Artis.
That was one way. That was one play that maintained or kept the shutout, and then they had another little goal line stance or inside the 5-yard line stance to keep the shutout.
Well, Paul, thanks so much for joining us tonight. It was really fun talking to you. I appreciate you helping me out in the booth tonight. And
yeah, it was a little surprise. I came up to say hi, and then you made me work. But I love doing this, and it's high school football. I mean, this is the greatest thing in the world. This is my 23rd year of high school football in Southwest Washington. I have never missed a Friday night in 23 years.
Wow.
And I've missed some Thursday games and some Saturday games or whatever, but I've never missed Friday night in all the regular season games.
Well, we're thrilled to have you here with us, and I can't wait
to
have you back later this year. And make sure you check out his article tomorrow at Clark County Today about tonight's action.
Yep.
And follow him on Twitter. He's a good follow, especially if you like high school sports.
Thank you. Take care.
Have a good night, everybody.